Find out how the city keeps streets free of falling leaves.
Tacoma Fire Department launches their HOPE Team program.
These stories and more on Tacoma Report. Welcome to Tacoma Report. I'm Laura Proctor.
And I'm Angie Foster. Tacoma residents may have seen the city's newest emergency response team out in the field, responding to 911 calls involving behavioral and mental health crises. The new HOPE team is part of the Tacoma Fire Department with behavioral health and medical personnel specially trained for these types of 911 calls. TV Tacoma recently caught up with 3 members of the HOPE team to learn more about this new 911 alternative response.
So the HOPE Team is a new City of Tacoma program that is within the Tacoma Fire Department that is providing behavioral health response to people who are experiencing behavioral health crisis and behavioral health emergency. The purpose of the HOPE Team is not only to provide support to the community, but also to provide support to traditional first responders because they are not trained in supporting people who are experiencing behavioral health crisis or emergency.
So as the behavioral health crisis responder, my role is to provide de-escalation, crisis intervention, and assessment to individuals experiencing behavioral health issues or substance use issues or co-occurring issues. And my role is to respond in tandem with the RN that we have on our team. So if it's a medical call, she'll kind of take over. If it's more of a behavioral health call, that's when I step in and take the lead on it.
Sometimes a physical health issue can mimic a behavioral health issue. So we can show up to a scene. Someone could have a low blood sugar and someone thinks it's a psychiatric emergency. I'm able to discern between the two. If someone is hurt and they're going through trauma, I can de-escalate a situation, help them out, and also patch them up a bit while we're there. Because we work in tandem with the fire department as well as the police department, I really like that we may bring a different flavor to the scene, if you will. So while they bring a certain set of expertise, we bring a different set of expertise where we're able to come in, maybe de-escalate the situation, calm it down so that they can do their portion of the job. So it's really good synthesis between all of us working together. And I love that the outcome could be that the person doesn't end up going to the hospital or doesn't end up going to jail because we were able to talk through the situation, maybe get them some resources and help them out. Just being a helper is what I'm excited about.
So I'm really excited about having this resource embedded in the community so that people don't have to go very far to get their needs met. We can literally show up to their doorstep and offer them what they need, offer them safety and support and counseling and encouragement.
So the HOPE Team was built to respond to the community input and the need that they were expressing to us, with a desire to ensure that we were sending the right response to the right situation. What we were seeing is that traditional police response in a behavioral health crisis was not resulting in the outcomes we needed or providing the real service that our community was experiencing. So our community advocated and we made the HOPE Team happen.
The purpose of the HOPE Team is not only to provide support to the community, but also to provide support to traditional first responders because they are not trained in supporting people who are experiencing behavioral health crisis or emergency. So if somebody is calling 911, they are going to let the dispatcher know that they are experiencing a behavioral health crisis or a behavioral health emergency and that they would like to request support from the HOPE Team.
The community hosted a street fair event in the Proctor neighborhood at the historic Bushman Substation on September 23rd. Deputy Mayor Walker and council members Diaz, Hines, and Rumbaugh were there talking with the public. Activities included historic neighborhood tours, a video peek inside the building, and information booths hosted by city staff and Tacoma Public Utilities. The city's Planning and Development Services Department plans on partnering with Tacoma Public Utilities to resume public engagement in mid-2024 after it paused during the COVID pandemic. Community input will be gathered in 2024 on potential redevelopment options for the historic building after Tacoma Public Utilities vacates the property in 2027.
As we approach Election Day, candidates forums moderated by the League of Women Voters of Tacoma-Pierce County are airing on TV Tacoma and streaming online at tvtacoma.com.
The general election is Tuesday, November 7th. All votes must be in drop boxes or, if mailed, postmarked by 8 p.m. on November 7th. Our vote is our voice. Please use yours.
These forums cover the following races: City of Tacoma Council District 3, Council at Large Positions 7 and 8, Tacoma School District Position 5, Port of Tacoma Positions 3 and 5, and Metropolitan Park District Position 5. Look for your ballot October 20th through the 24th. If you haven't registered to vote, you can register online at votewa.gov. By mail, download and print a registration form from piercecounty-elections.org. It must be received by October 30th. Or in-person registration can be done at the Tacoma Pierce County Election Center through Election Day.
Earlier this month, Western Washington got a jolting reminder of the earthquake danger lurking beneath our feet when a 4.3 magnitude earthquake hit near Port Townsend. While we can't predict when the next big one will hit our area, our response to a serious seismic event doesn't have to be a guessing game. Here with more about practicing your earthquake preparedness on the annual International Great Shakeout Day is Tika Adigan, Emergency Manager for the City of Tacoma.
So the International Shakeout Day that is coming is on 10/19 at 10:19 a.m. and Tacoma residents can participate by making sure that they're participating in earthquake preparedness so they can get under their desks, drop, cover, and hold, and have a conversation about what to do once the ground stops shaking. So the reason we should pay attention to it in Tacoma and the state of Washington is we live in earthquake country. So we have more than one fault that could really impact us and do damage to our homes and our buildings. And the reason we practice and drill preparedness is so that when an earthquake actually does happen, we don't move out of panic. We actually move out of being prepared. And so when an earthquake happens, you'll know exactly what to do, and that's really about having peace of mind for the individual. So on 10/19 at 10:19 a.m., the world is supposed to stop and pretend that an earthquake is happening. So once that happens, you will get under your desk, you'll drop, cover, and hold on, and then you will wait for about 60 seconds, and then you will get out from under your desk and do what you're supposed to do post-earthquake. If that's evacuate the building, if that's check in with your family or friends, feel free to do that.
The city's equity and contracting team is hosting a workshop on October 25th from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. This free event is offered in a hybrid format with virtual and in-person options available for attendees. Topics for this workshop include business license, insurance, and bond requirements for contractors. To register, visit the MakeItTacoma.com website.
City of Tacoma customers' bill payment experience is a lot faster and easier with the launch of a new payment portal webpage. The new one-stop bill payment webpage is available at cityoftacoma.org/payments. The webpage features a link to the new Payment Us bill payment portal for customers who are a part of the first wave of switchovers. The page also lists online bill payment links for Tacoma Public Utilities, city business license fees and taxes, land use permit fees, your residential parking permit fee, your pet license fee, and more. As each of the city's current payment portals are switched to Payment Us through the end of this year and into 2024, customers will receive instructions to switch to the Payment Us link, and the old payment portal links will be removed from the one-stop shop webpage.
Up next, a long-standing partnership with the City of Tacoma's Mayor's Office and the Tacoma Public Library is our featured interview.
Tacoma Reads is the topic, and I'll be chatting with Library's Public Information Officer on this year's selections. Don't go away. Tacoma Reads is an all-ages citywide book club taking place right now. Participants can read the selected books and attend author events, workshops, performances, and more. Marisa Buss is the Public Information Officer for the Tacoma Public Library. Marisa, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Laura.
Again.
Thank you.
Glad to have you back.
Thanks.
So Marisa, let's talk a little bit about the books and the event coming up. Can you tell our viewers what is Tacoma Reads and how the community can get involved?
Absolutely. So as you mentioned, think about your neighborhood book club, but think of that as across our entire city. So we're asking everyone to read together and then gather together to discuss, attend events with some of our authors, and some other fabulous programs with community partners.
Awesome. And so, Marisa, can you tell our viewers what the theme is for this year's event?
Yes. So Tacoma Reads each year has a theme. Tacoma Public Library works with Mayor Woodard's to select the theme. It's usually something relevant to our current lives here in the City of Destiny. This year, Mayor Woodard's really wanted to talk about home, the concept of home and the housing insecurity in our own community.
Right, right. And definitely dealing with a lot of the homelessness issue right now. It's very prevalent. So can you also talk about this year's book selections?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So of course we have books for 3 different age levels. We have one for kids and families. We have one for young adult and teen. And we have one for adults. So starting with the one for kids and families, this is called Home. It's by an author named Tanya Lippert, who grew up in Oregon, so close here in the Pacific Northwest, and she experienced homelessness as a child. So this is her story about that and how it feels from the perspective of a young child to be homeless with your family and move from shelter to shelter with a lot of uncertainty. The middle grade book is just a fantastic debut novel by Alicia D. Williams. It is called Genesis Begins Again. It's the protagonist is a 13-year-old girl, and if you've ever read Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye, it's kind of those themes, that deeply embedded racism and systemic racism through the eyes of a 13-year-old girl who's dealing with, middle school, as well as issues within her own family that caused them to face eviction. So it's very relevant, and it's won so many awards. We're really happy to feature it in Tacoma Reads. And this is a book by our main author, David Ambrose. It is his memoir of growing up homeless on the streets of New York City with his family, as well as entering foster care and the challenges that he faced there, especially as a young gay man. So this memoir is called A Place Called Home.
Well, and as we were speaking previously, who better to write these stories and share these stories with our readers than individuals who actually experienced it. They've walked in those shoes and are able to convey those messages in their writing. So we're glad that they're a part of this event. It's unfortunate what they experienced, but the fact that they came out of those situations and are able to share their story is pretty amazing. So with the main branch being closed, can participants check out these books at any local library?
Yes. As you mentioned, our main library is closed right now. It is getting some fantastic facility upgrades, and we will reopen in spring 2024 with just some amazing stuff I can't wait to tell you about on another episode.
Right.
So while the main branch is closed, participants can visit any of our 7 other neighborhood libraries. All of those locations are on our website. Okay. We are open Tuesday through Saturday, so check out the schedule and check out the location nearest you. The other great thing about a modern library is that you can download these as ebooks, audiobooks, and enjoy them on whatever device you like to. If you like to read a physical book, if you like to read an ebook, or listen to them, they're all available that way.
Nice. Nice to have multiple options, right? Yes. So final question, Marisa. There are so many wonderful Tacoma Reads events. Can you share more about the main event with the author David Ambrose in conversation with Mayor Woodard's that's coming up?
Yes, that is our main event. And so that is coming up Saturday, November 4th at University of Washington, Tacoma in Phillips Hall. It's going to be fantastic. David Ambrose will be here. It starts at 3 p.m. and he will be up on stage in conversation with Mayor Woodard's, having a sort of a coffee talk conversation about his work and his life. He has a fascinating career. He ended up going to college and then becoming a lawyer, and he also is an advocate for foster care policy reform, and he worked at the federal level under the Obama administration. Wow. So he's just an incredible person. We're excited to welcome him here to Tacoma. So I'd love for everyone to go to our website and register for this event. It's at tacomalibrary.org/Tacoma Reads.
Perfect. And free event?
It's free. Yes.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that David's coming. I'm sure this will be an exciting moment, and we appreciate you coming on the show again and sharing the books and all of the information. And we hope our readers get out there, check out the books, go to the events. And again, thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Marisa. After the break, we've got a story on a clean sweep of Tacoma. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Tacoma Report.
A city program is working to keep city streets clean by sweeping up leaves and debris on a scheduled basis, especially through the fall season. Stacy Ellifrit has more on what residents can do to help street sweepers when they come to their neighborhood.
Leaf season is October through December for the city's street sweeper program. During these months, this program puts extra focus on sweeping heavily tree-lined streets. Last season, it's estimated that crews disposed of roughly 350,000 pounds of leaves and debris.
Remove the leaves that clog the catch basins and try to prevent flooding wherever we can. And they're all over the city. So we're back and forth. Usually on a daily basis in leaf season, we'll take 6 to 8 loads of leaves out of an area with each truck, and we usually have 2 or 3 trucks in an area on any given day.
Outside of leaf season, residential areas are swept on a scheduled basis.
Street sweeping is done year-round. We have 5 districts that we hit. We hit every Tacoma resident twice a year. We send out mailers to let them know when we're coming so they can move their cars and their trash bins and yard waste bins and prune the trees back if they need to be pruned.
This program is also the first line of defense in preventing pollution from going into local waterways through the stormwater system.
We pick up contaminants from cars, from everything that uses the road. There was an impact study done recently that found that some of the tire debris contains chemicals that are harming the fish population in Puget Sound. And we get a lot of that with these sweepers. So we'll take anywhere from 3,000 to 4,000 pounds in a load on a heavy load of debris off the street, and we're dumping usually 3 to 4 times a day.
An important thing to remember any time of year is to never leave yard waste in the street. It can clog storm drains and cause urban flooding.
We are here to pick up the stuff that falls in the street and not the stuff that they put in the street. All their yard waste should be put in their yard waste bins, or they can take it to the dump and dispose of it for free if they're a City of Tacoma resident.
Help city crews this leaf season and throughout the year. On your scheduled street sweeper day, remember to remove all cars and waste containers. And before crews arrive, prune branches 14 feet above the road surface. This will help the entire street get the best sweep it can. For Tacoma Report, I'm Stacy Ellifrit.
To find out more about the street sweeping program, including when sweepers are scheduled to be in your neighborhood, visit the city's website.
Tree coupon season is here. Going on now through March of next year, Tacoma and Pierce County residents can apply for the program. Tree coupons are valid for $30 off each one purchased for up to 3 trees per coupon at select local retailers. These trees are for residential property and may be planted on private property or in the right-of-way next to a property. To find the application and view eligibility requirements, visit the tree coupon page.
The city's inclement weather page offers helpful tips and tricks for this winter weather season. Resources are available to residents who need to report the location of a downed tree or a landslide in the right-of-way, or to report residential street flooding. In the event of a snowstorm, this page offers tips to prepare for winter weather, a link to the city's snow routes map, and a listing of weather-related street closures. For more information on this and more, visit cityoftacoma.org/inclement weather.
We all know custom tables can cost a pretty penny, but a partnership with the Tacoma Fire Department supplied with training from a Tacoma furniture company featuring crafted wood furnishings is a win-win for all. In this report by Dave Gordon.
Take a reclaimed tree, add a bunch of passion, mix in a friendly partnership, and you'll have a new handcrafted table as part of Tacoma Fire Department's Station 11.
Members of Station 11 came in and actually approached us that they were interested in making a table for their station. And for me, it was very near and dear because Station 11 was a station where I grew up on Ellen Harrison, across from Galt Middle School.
The project was a unique collaboration with Wayne & Flitch, a local custom furniture builder specializing in wood from reclaimed trees, and the first responders of IAFF Local 31 from the East Side's Fire Station 11.
We had a new captain come in who's a very well-respected person that works really hard for the people that are working underneath him, and he came up with the idea of getting us a new table.
It suddenly struck me, well, firefighters tend to like woodworking things, so why don't we see if they're interested in coming in here and helping out with it, and we can help out and collaborate on this together, and that's kind of how the idea started.
The crew is a mix of off-duty firefighters using the tools, guidance, and expertise of Wayne & Flitch staff.
We were really happy with the members of 31 that came in to contribute and work on the table. Really happy with our own staff members and our ability to train people and talk through process and procedure.
The people that we worked with over at Wayne & Flitch were outstanding.
It's no easy chore working on a one-of-a-kind reclaimed wood project like the table. Slip-ups can be costly and time-consuming, but the crew labored on.
It was a really cool experience to be able to go in and work on the table with the guidance of the professionals. I'm by no means a carpenter, so but to get educated on some of the tools they have and some of the stuff that they built is very impressive.
Crew members made joints, planed wood, sanded edges, and finished the surface.
Firefighters like to take pride in a lot of things that we have.
The idea came from Station 11's captain and was welcomed with support from senior first responders along with new staff serving at the station. Creativity and pride in the job kicked in with delightful touches to give the table a unique signature of the station, including a new logo and a couple of fire hydrant legs for that professional touch.
And then we had a couple other buddies who had some connections for people who could refurbish some old fire hydrants.
Fire hydrants are even cooler, so obviously being in Tacoma, we're really happy to see the cooler table go into the Tacoma Fire Station.
Work on the table started early this summer. The completed table now sits in the break room and eating area used for conferences, training, and meals.
You just learn more about the crew that's at this station. Already high praise for Captain Matthews for organizing everything, but to see people step up and on their off time to be able to go in and throw a hand in to kind of work on something for the station, and it shows that we care about each other.
For Tacoma Report, I'm Dave Gordon.
The city's Events and Recognitions Committee is now accepting nominations for the Martin Luther King Jr. Community Service Awards. Nominations are open for the Lifetime Service Award and the Emerging Leader Award for individuals or groups. Awardees will be honored for their community service at the 35th Annual Martin Luther King Jr. Birthday Celebration on January 15, 2024. The deadline for nominations is November 8th. For more information about the event, including eligibility requirements and the nominating process, visit the city's website.
For this Halloween, a few simple safeguards can help reduce the risk of a scary Halloween. Keep kids on sidewalks when possible, look both ways before crossing streets, walk facing traffic, and cross at crosswalks. Only go to homes where a porch light is on, and let kids enter homes only if they're with a trusted adult. When kids bring home treats, check them out carefully to make certain they haven't been tampered with. Discard any spoiled, unwrapped, or suspicious items. For more safety tips, visit the CDC's webpage. That wraps up this edition of Tacoma Report.
A great way to find out about the services the City of Tacoma has to offer is by going to cityoftacoma.org.
We leave you now with a 400-foot view of Wright Park in the fall. I'm Angie Foster.
Autumn colors are bursting into a cornucopia of visual delight. For Tacoma Report, I'm Laura Proctor. Thanks for watching.